जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की समवेत भक्त वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for today's Bhagavatam. Hope you all had a very blissful Janmashtami and Srila Prabhupada Appearance Day celebration. We have Anushya Mataji, Anita Mataji, Archana Mataji, Chandana, Chandrika Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dr. Sri Lekha
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna Prabhuji, pranams.
Krishnamurti Prabhu, Gandharvika Mataji, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Dr.
Krishna
Kapali
Prabhuji.
Mataji, Lata's iPhone, Hare Krishna, Mahalashmi Mataji, Meenakshi Meenachi Shankar,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Vrishabhanu Kanaya Devidashi, Hare Krishna. Who else we have? Sudha Mataji, Shobha Mataji, Sharmila
Hare Krishna
Mataji,
Prabhuji.
Bharti
Pranams.
Mataji,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Prabhuji, pranams.
Krishna Prabhu.
Sunila Shri Radha Devidasi, Hare Krishna, Rakesh Krishnappa, Rajalakshmi Padma Devidasi,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Sri Mataji, Nandini. Hey, what is this? They've been logging in now, is it? It has been increasing. Okay. Anyhow, I could not able to read the other names. Anyhow, Dandavats Pranam. Okay. Very nice. Thank you very much for joining today. Rogni Shetty Mataji, Hare Krishna. So there are some people who have raised their hands. Please quickly let us read Prabhupada purport, translation and shloka. Then we will get started we'll try to see what is that we can learn from today. So yeah, Mataji, somebody can help me to allocate the shlokas and you just ask them.
Yes, Prabhu. Rohini Mataji will call out the names.
Yeah.
Suya Mataji, please read this shloka. And TGBS2 Mataji can read the translation and purport.
Hare Krishna
Can you
Prabhuji,
please, this
pranams.
PGBS2, can you please rename your name? Because it's good always put your name. Okay, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams. Pasyatyayam bhishanayanaanusaptavadrihi sharirate damasharirya parhasvadehe yatsristhayasam tam aham purusham puranam pasye bahirhridi cha chaityam iva pratitam. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
TGBS Mataji, you can read the translation. Gandharvika Mataji can read the purport. Hare Krishna, Gandharvika Mataji, you can go ahead with the translation. And Sudha
Okay.
Mataji with the purport.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Kantaras Pranam.
Abhishanarinda A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada translation. Ki Jai. The living entity is another type of body, sees only by distinct. He knows only the agreeable and disagreeable sense perceptions of that particular body. But I have a body in which I can control my senses and can understand my destination. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by whom I have been blessed with this body, and by whose grace I can see him within and without. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pranams.
Yeah.
Purport.
Sorry, who is reading?
Sudha Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki Jai. The evolutionary process of different types of bodies is something like that of a fructifying flower. Just as there are different stages in the growth of a flower, the bud stage, the blooming stage, and the full-fledged fully grown stage of aroma and beauty. There are 84 lakh species of bodies in gradual evolution, and there is systematic progress from the lower species of life to the higher. The human form of life is supposed to be the highest, for it offers consciousness for getting out of the clutches of birth and death. The fortunate child in the womb of his mother realizes his superior position and is thereby distinguished from other bodies. Animals in bodies lower than that of the human being are conscious only as far as their bodily distress and happiness are concerned. They cannot think of more than their bodily necessities of life, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But in the human form of life, by the grace of God, the consciousness is so developed that a man can evaluate his exceptional position and thus realize the self and the Supreme Lord. The word Shariri means that we have a body in which we can control the senses and the mind. The complication of materialistic life is due to an uncontrolled mind and uncontrolled senses. One should feel grateful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for having obtained such a nice human form of body, and one should properly utilize it. The distinction between an animal and a man is that the animal cannot control himself and has no sense of decency, whereas the human being has the sense of decency and can control himself. If this controlling power is not exhibited by the human being, then he is no better than an animal. By controlling the senses or by the process of yoga regulation, one can understand the position of his self, the super soul, the world, and their interrelation. Everything is possible by controlling the senses. Otherwise, we are no better than
Thank you,
animals.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. I think we will move on to the next shloka.
Parambara Mataji, you can read the shloka and the translation. Krishnamurti Prabhuji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you give Sanskrit shloka? सोहं वसन्नपि विभो बहुदुःखवासं गर्भान्न निर्जिग्गमिषे बहिरन्धकूपे यत्रोपयातमुपसर्पति देवमाया मिथ्यामतिर्धनो संसृतिचक्रमेतत्. Translation by Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Mataji translation. Therefore, my Lord, although I am living in a terrible condition, I do not wish to depart from my mother's abdomen to fall again into the blind well of materialistic life. Your external energy, called Deva Maya, at once captures the newly born child and immediately false identification, which is the beginning of the cycle of continual birth and death, begins. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, what is the meaning of Paramprabha?
Prabhuji, exactly, I couldn't understand Prabhuji for that one. So it is the Krishna servant whose bodily that one I couldn't understand Prabhuji exactly. Bodily effulgence is very high, Prabhuji.
Oh,
Yes,
Prabha. Okay,
Yeah.
effulgence. Okay. Got it. Thank you, because the new name.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Who is next?
Krishnamurti Prabhuji, purport. Shanti Mataji, you can go ahead. Prabhuji is not responding. Shanti Mataji, Shanti R Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Sorry.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranams Mataji. Prabhuji. Pranams Prabhuji. As long as the child is within the womb of his mother, he is in a very precious and horrible condition of life. But the benefit is that he reviews pure consciousness of his relationship with the Supreme Lord and prays for deliverance. But once he is outside the abdomen, when a child is born, Maya or the illusory energy is so strong that he is immediately overpowered into considering his body to be his self. Maya means illusion, or that which is actually not. In the material world, everyone is identifying with his body. The false egoistic consciousness of I am this body at once develops after the child comes out of the womb. The mother and the other relatives are awaiting the child, and as soon as he is born, The mother feeds him and everyone takes care of him. The living entity soon forgets his position and becomes entangled in the bodily relationships. The entire material existence is entanglement in this body, conception of life. Real knowledge means to develop the consciousness of I am not this body, but I am spirit soul, an eternal part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Real knowledge entails renunciation or non-acceptance of this body as the peril of the Supreme Lord.
Thank you,
As the,
Prabhu.
thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, next shloka, please.
Shantiyar Mataji can read the shloka in translation. Anita Mataji, purport.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. तस्मादहं विगतविक्लव उद्धरिष्य आत्मानमाशु तमसः सुहृदात्मनैव भूयो यथा व्यसनमेतत् अनेकरुद्रं मामे भविष्यदुपसादित विष्णुपादः. Mataji, little scroll up. Yeah, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, without being agitated anymore, I shall deliver myself from the darkness of innocence with the help of my friend, clear consciousness. Simply by Mataji, simply by keeping the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu in my mind, I shall be saved from entering into the wombs of many mothers for repeated birth and death. Thank you.
Anita Mataji, purport, please.
Hare Krishna, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The miseries of material existence begin from the very day when the spirit soul takes shelter in the ovum and sperm of the mother and father. They continue after he is born from the womb, and then they are further prolonged. We do not know where the suffering ends. It does not end, however, by one's changing of his body. The change of the body is taking place at every moment, but that does not mean that we are improving from the fetal condition of life to a more comfortable condition. The best thing, therefore, is to develop Krishna consciousness. Here it is stated, Upasadita Vishnu. Hare Krishna. Upasadita Vishnu Padaha. This means realization of Krishna consciousness. One is intelligent by the grace of the Lord and develops Krishna consciousness, is successful in his life because simply by keeping himself in Krishna consciousness, he will be saved from the repetition of birth and death. The child prays that it is better to remain within the womb.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
How many shlokas I need to do? 22, 23, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Vrishabhanu Mataji, the shloka and translation. Meenakshi Shankar Mataji, purport.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, Sanskrit slok, please. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Kapilo Vacha, Evam Krutamatir Garbe Dasham Asya Tuvan Rusihi Tadyah Kshipatya Vachinam Prasutye Suti Marutaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Kapila continued, the 10-month-old living entity has these desires even while in the womb. But while he thus extols the Lord, the wind that helps parturition peoples him forth with his face turned downward so he may be born. Hare Krishna.
Swati Mataji, shloka and Sarika Mataji, translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Tena vrashatta sahasa krutva shira aturaha viniskramati krichrena niruchashavo hata smritihi. Shall I read translation, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Pushed downward all of a sudden by the wind, the child comes out with great trouble, head downward, breathless and deprived of memory due to severe agony.
Meenakshi Mataji, purport.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word krichrena means with great difficulty. When the child comes out of the abdomen through the narrow passage due to pressure, there the breathing system completely stops, and due to agony the child loses his memory. Sometimes the trouble is so severe that the child comes out dead or almost dead. One can imagine what the pangs of birth are like. The child remains for 10 months in that horrible condition within the abdomen, and at the end of 10 months, he is forcibly pushed out. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord points out that a person who is serious about advancement in spiritual consciousness should always consider the 4 pangs of birth, death, disease, and old age. The materialist advances in many ways, but he is unable to stop these 4 principles of suffering inherent in material existence. Thank you, Prabhuji, Mataji.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamagyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandegam Shri Guru Shri Udapata Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Bhashatate Shatarine Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha Ye Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpataru Besha Kripa Sindhu Bhe Bacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangupalangayate Grim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Deenadarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Welcome once again, all of you. Today, wonderful sessions of Lord Kapiladev teaching we are looking at. And he is talking about the title, the chapter entitled Movements of the Living Entity. And especially, he is emphasizing on how the child takes birth in the mother's womb. And most of you already experienced practically. I don't need to tell all this, Matajis. Most of you would have had this practical experiences. But okay, let me ask some questions. Here, how many of you know Gajendra Stuti? You can put down your hands down, or you can chat it, or you can raise your hands. For reading, you can put it down. There anybody knows about Gajendra Stuti? No problem. Anybody has memorized Bhishma Stuti? Oh, you are
Yes,
raised.
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Bhishma Stuti, I know.
Yes,
I
who is?
have learnt both, Prabhuji, read it, but not learnt it by heart.
Okay.
By seeing, we can recite. Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu. Me
Prabhuji.
too, Prabhu. Gajendra and
Hare
Bhishma.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Gopi
Hare
Gita.
Pranam.
Yes,
Gopi
Gopika
Gita with,
also.
Yes,
yes,
Prabhuji.
seeing,
Yeah.
all seeing.
Yes.
Hare Krishna,
So,
Prabhuji. Over here.
yeah.
Gajendra Shruti, I daily listen. I understand that even though we have many relatives and others, no one can help us during our critical condition. Only we have to surrender to Bhagavan, the Adinaya. Haribol.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, some of you may say, "Oh, Prabhu, I have not done any stuti. I've been hearing Bhagavatam, but it's difficult for me. It is difficult for me.
ಎಲ್ಲಿ?
So, some of you thinking that I have not done Prabhu. Here is the good news for you. What is the good news? You know one prayer. You can never say that this prayer I don't know. That is this Kapila's prayers, whatever he's telling. Because we were in the womb, in the mother's womb, all of us. And we prayed this prayer, exact prayers, what Kapila Dev is telling. Now we may not remember, don't worry, but you have already done these prayers in the womb. So this is a good news. Don't worry, don't be worried, Prabhu. I didn't study that Bhisma Stuti, Queen Kunti prayers, Gopi Gita. Don't worry, these prayers we prayed it in the womb, but we may not remember now. But this is the exact prayers we did when we were child in our mother's womb. And your child exactly prayed this. It was in your womb. So that way, they may or may not remember, but that's fine. But this one good news is that these prayers we did it. So we're going to hear what our prayers we did. It is our own prayers. It is not somebody's praying it or Lord Kapila Dev is teaching. He's telling, you forgot, I'm telling you this is what you prayed in the womb. Okay. So that's a good news. So he starts with the 19 shloka, right? So he starts with the theme today is that the rarity of human form of life. We have been blessed with this human form of life. There could be three kinds of a broad category. I know 84 lakh species of life is there, but broadly it can be categorized into three. One, plant life, which with certain extent not that much great consciousness. Then we have animalistic life, which can really feel the pain and pangs, pleasure. The third category is the human form of life, where you can think about the lordships. There is nothing else we can do. And the Prabhupada gives a wonderful analogy. This amazing analogy he gives. So Prabhupada compares this evolutionary process to fructifying flower. There are different stages in the flower. One is the bud stage, still bud. You don't see the color, you don't see the fragrance. It's almost coming to the blooming stage. At least then you would see some color, may not be fragrance. But at the full-fledged grown-up stage, wonderful rose flower, it gives various colors, aroma, and beauty. Similarly, let me see when you're able to see my presentation. You're able to see my presentation?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, there is a wonderful teaching about this rarity of human form of life. And Prabhupada gives that example, like, one story he talks about. Uh, uh, so, the story is that there is one deer. It has been so attracted with this female deer. It is going in the forest, seeing a beautiful flowers, and it is roaming around here and there. A very nice garden is completely forgot, engrossed in the so much beauty and the so much fragrance, colors. It's attracted, and you were just enjoying, engrossed in that thing. But there is one person who is hunter who is holding his rifle or whatever it is to hunt this deers. Constantly is looking to hunt these deers, and also there is a tiger which is ready to pounce back. And also you can see that in the diagram I put one bumblebee buzz sound is giving. So it is so enchanted, engrossed. It is our life. This is not a story. So this is ourselves. We engrossed in the flower. So beautiful, especially the opposite sex. It could be a woman or man, the spouse. So they are so beautiful in the young age when we are very young, right? So how the flower is in the budding stage and once blossoms, it is so aromatic and it is beautiful. So we are also the spouse, we are attracted to our spouses, opposite sex, and very youth, how engrossed, like the deer is engrossed in the garden. But we don't notice that there is, tiger is waiting for him to pounce all the time, and there is a hunter waiting to kill us. So what happens is this opposite sex is compared to, one who can satisfy the tongue and genitals, especially the mothers, Mataji. So the women, they are produced in such a way that, they can satisfy the genitals and the tongue. So attractive that they are not able to come out of this, understand the human form of life. Then once all our ages come up to 40, 50, 60s, when we don't have attraction to the opposite sex, then we will have attraction to the bumblebee humming sound, which is compared to the children, grandchildren. So our attachment transfers from the garden, beautiful flowers to the, the bumblebees. But still the tiger and hunter is always waiting for us to do. The tiger is the passing every day, every minute what we spend in our Krishna conscious life, normal life, without thinking about Krishna, then the tiger is just waiting to pounce when your life is over. Then finally the hunter comes, is Yamaraj, death is awaiting, he would just shoot us. So that's the analogy Prabhupada gives wonderfully. So this rarity of human form of life is that if person is okay, let's see this wonderful see this parallelance what Prabhupada is given is also referred in the Uddhava Gita. It's a wonderful read. If somebody is having time, this could be your extra reading. This is on the Shrimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 20th chapter. And this is Uddhava Gita, where it is spoken wonderfully to Uddhava, and Lord is instruction at the last minute. So this Uddhava Gita is also amazing, wonderful shlokas. I'll skip some of them. Probably in the mid of shloka, I would see the emphasis of human life, because Krishna is exactly talking to Uddhava Gita, how this human form of life is very, very rare, and one should utilize it. Okay, this is text number 12. Okay, so the translation goes like that. The residents of both heaven and hell desire human birth on the earth planet because human life facilitates the achievement of transcendental knowledge and love of Godhead. I repeat again, the resident of both heaven and hell desire human birth. So somebody might ask, oh, is really Indra is thinking about becoming human? Or are we thinking to become a demigods, right? At least, we will be happy, we'll become demigods like that. Devotees may not be. In general, I'm talking. Human beings are very happy to, because we worship the devatas, right? They are superior to us. There is no harm in getting that body. And as long as we are the devotees, as long as they are in Krishna consciousness. But in general public, they are worshipped all the devatas. They aspire to become like that. But here, it's other way around. Prabhupada is telling the residents of heaven and the hell, they want to take human birth. Why? In the heaven, there is too much of sense gratification. If we have too much of sense gratification, you can think about Krishna. It's very, very difficult. And at the same time, hell, what is happening? Too much of sense distress is happening. If it is too much distress, if you go and preach to them, I'm not able to eat anything. How can I think about Krishna? And they will not take it up to Krishna consciousness. If somebody is like Nalla Kuvera, Manikriva, obsessed with the money and things like that, they will not take to Krishna conscious, because why should I pray? This is for the people who doesn't have anything. They have problem in their life. They go to the temple and worship. Why should I worship? I have money. I have everything, youth, wealth, job and nice thing. Why? What is the reason to worship? There is no reason to worship the God. But for the same time, the people lower level, they are suffering like they don't have even time to think about the Lord. So these two conditions they will not be able to take up. This is called karma bhumi. Why? Because it's like I'm having tourist. I'm going to the tourist to London or Paris, wherever it is. I would have earned all my money. I would have accumulated the money. Then I book my ticket and I go and spend the money. I may not go and earn the money in London and UK because I just went to see the sightseeing. So you spend a lot of money, whatever you accumulated, then come back, right? Similarly, heaven is like going to the trip, foreign trip. Whatever accumulated in the human form of life in the earthly planet, you go, if you have done good karmas, opening hospital and things like that, you go there and you enjoy the life and come back again to this material world. So all these earthly planets, the devatas, they're all waiting. Oh, see this human form of life, how easily they are chanting Hare Krishna and simply going. And for their life is very long. Their 1 year is our, 6 months is our 1 day for them, right? The Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, we see that 1 year, Devata's year, our year, calendar year, for them, 1 day for them. It's 6 hours like that, 12 hours like that. So they were thinking, what is this? Within few hours, within few days, 1 week only, these people are burning. See this Vrishabhanu Kanaya Mataji chanting nicely. Within a week's time, she's going back to Godhead. Like that, they are thinking the devatas, my God, it's so long I've been living, just few weeks and they are going. Brahma, even for him, by the time he takes breakfast, people are going. By the time he finishes Gayatri, and many people are going. For him, it's second, many devotees are born and taking birth and going. Brahma's thinking, my God, so many millions of kalpas, I have to break my head, so many trillions of years. And here, everybody, just by finish my Gayatri, and I see people, crores of crores, people are going back to Godhead. Oh, I wish I would have taken birth, right? So all these devatas hankering for it. This is a rarity of human form of life if we don't use it. So that's emphasized. Prabhupada is doing it, saying that human form of life is very rare. This is Krishna is exactly telling to Uddhava. There is one more wonderful shloka. Nardeha madhyam sushlabam sudurlabam palavam kalpam guru Karnadaranam. This is a wonderful shloka. Please read it from shloka number. Entire Uddhava Gita you can read in this chapter, 11th canto, 20th chapter. Wonderful. Talks about how the importance of human form of life. In Ardeha is, Adhyam, source of all favorable results. My God. Sulabham, effortlessly obtained. Sudurlabham, although impossible to obtain even with a great endeavor. Palavam, a boat. He's telling it's a boat which you can cross the material existence where you got Guru Karandaram. If when there is a boat is there and the Guru to guide, the captain is there, what else is required? So this is the best form of human life. Somebody is thinking so many days, oh, why I've taken this material world, I've taken a birth, such a miserable life. Here is the goodness for you. You have to see the other way around. How fortunate we are in the human form of life. How do we use this fortunate? If you don't use it, fortunately, then you need to worry about it. But most of the time, devotees think about, oh, so much problem in the life, materialistic life, that problem, this problem, diseases, family problem, job problem, marriage problem, with devotees among devotees fighting problem, service problem, so much thing we always think about the negative aspect of it. Look at the positive aspect of the life. That, my God, such a Bhagavatam talks. I'm talking. Krishna is leaving to in this material world, and he is giving the very important instruction, Uddhava Gita. Imagine this is one of the topmost knowledge one can get, this Uddhava Gita, and he's talking to Uddhava, and he's glorifying the human form of life here, and he's telling, my God, Prabhupada is telling he's better than the Devata's body. And all of us, we worship the Devatas. Previously, we were some point in time, or general public, they worship. Look at the positive aspect of it. The human form of life is very, very rare. And it is not only that, and we realized all these things when we were in the womb. 100% we know all these things, whatever here Kapila Dev is talking, what Prabhupada has written, we already knew in our life. In the womb, like we don't have a nice AC or heater facilities, and we don't get sandesh rasagulla. Whatever mother eats, the pungent things, and the hot and sour, everything goes and bites, and most of time we feel unconscious because the worms in the skin, tender skin, it will bite and so much pain, and the baby would kick. Mother will say, oh, see, my son is kicking, oh, very nice, we will talk to the baby, oh, chotu, like that, and the baby would kick, thinking that he is responding. No, he's telling, my God, I need to come out of this womb and bite, and we feel most of them unconscious. As soon as we come, we remember Lord Krishna completely, saying that I don't want to come out of this womb. And especially Sukadeva Goswami, he said, I don't want to come out of the womb. Vyasa is begging, boss, it is 10 months generally for the people. You're 16 years, and not 1 or 2 years, 16 years still you're not coming out. Please come out. Sukadeva said, no, no, nothing doing. I'll come out, Maya will catch. He said, I'll promise that, you will not be in, Maya will not attack you. I said, whose promise? Your promise, what is the value? I want this, the controller of the Maya, same Krishna comes and gives promise, I'll come out. And Vyasadeva used to go and beg to Dwaraka, Krishna, please come, my son is not coming out, otherwise Bhagavatam will not come. You have to come and help me. And Krishna comes personally to Vyasadev's ashram, Vadrika ashram, and says, Sukadeva Goswami, I promise you, please come out, you will not be attacked by Maya, this is my promise. As soon as he come out, within a second, he ran away to the forest. He did not even see who his mother, father, how they look like. As soon as he born, just he went to the forest, and Vyasadeva was running. Oh, Putra, Putra, where are you? You just born. We at least be there for a few hours, few seconds. No, he just ran away. So we also prayed, Krishna, I don't want to come back. I don't want to come out of this womb. And if I come out, I'll promise you. At the same time, you will also see so much dark room. You've been folded and doing unconscious multiple times, Krishna. I praise this stuti. What our stuti, we prayed this. I will come out and I'll ensure that I will obey to you. I will be Krishna consciousness. Every child in the womb, all the human beings, irrespective of now how they are rogues or rowdies or miscreants, they were all devotees, pure Vaishnavas in the womb. They're all praying this stuti. Everybody done this stuti without exception. There is no exception. Demonic person or devotee person does not matter. Everybody has done this stuti. And saying that when I come out, I will obey you. That promise we broke. Many of them broke and they did not obey to Krishna. Because Prabhupada later in the slokas he says, because of the pressure, agony, pain, when they come out, their memory is lost. Because they've been pushed upside down and such a pressure, small hole, the baby has to come out. My God. And motherly people, you are all know. I don't need to tell you what is the labor pain means. It's not just pain, it's a pangs. More than the pain, it is the agony has to go through mother and child both. And as soon as it comes, it will cry, oh my God, I have come out to this material world. The baby doesn't laugh as soon as born. It cries. We will all be so happy. So, oh, baby is crying. Oh, so cute. It comes out of the worm as in the stool, because the body is full of stools, urine, and the back full of that, and it just comes out as a worm, the baby. And we wash it and we take our birth. Birth is not a happy scenario here. It's such a painful situation. But as soon as it comes out, we'll happy, and everybody starts smiling at the baby. Oh, and the baby looks at them. Oh, what is this guys are doing? Then, it changes into the material world. The entire concept of Krishna is completely forgotten for this baby, because baby has given your previous life. What is that it has been? So it knew completely in the womb about Krishna's glories and things like that. So this is a wonderful lesson to be learned. Number one, human form of his life is very, very rare. Even Devatas, they can't obtain it. Even the Asuras, they want to take human birth of life. And Uddhava Gita, Krishna is telling, this is the Surur Durlabha and easily obtainable. And this is the where once you get a guru and nothing like it, this is the best use of bad bargain. So this slokas you can refer. And also there is 11.9.29. That's also wonderful shloka, where this is another reading if you're interested to see how this human form of life is very wonderful. So after many, many births and deaths, one achieves the rare human form of life, which is although temporary, affords one the opportunity to attain the highest perfection. Thus, a sober human being should quickly endeavor for the ultimate perfection of life, as long as his body, which is always subject to death, has not fallen down and died. After all, sense gratification is available even in the most abominable species of life, whereas Krishna consciousness is possible only for human being. There are so many glorious verses like this in Bhagavatam about the human form of life, especially human form of life. Even Devatas, they don't get this. So that's what Prabhupada empathetically says in this shloka, that how these four stages of human form of life, but we are attracted so much, even after getting so much valuable human form of life, the attraction towards, then I showed in the PPT, right? The attraction towards the opposite sex and or the children, my family, my country, my society. This is a rarity of human form of life, and we are just losing this opportunity. We should be jubilant. Oh, I've taken human birth. Now I can go back to Godhead, which even Devatas, 33 crore Devatas cannot do it in their lifetime. It takes long time. And they may not do it also because so opulent. There is no disease. There is no literally, uh, old age. For them, they take birth like Sukadeva Goswami, they become few hours, they'll become nice young youth. They live for long and they just die in Swargaloka. They don't go through some of the our old age diseases problem, and so opulent. and so opulent that, there's plenty of pure nice gardens, fruits, and enjoyment, musical dramas, every time partying, going out party, going out party. There is no job needs to be done. There is no babysitting needs to be done. There is nothing needs to be cooked. Matajis will be really happy. You don't need to cook prasadam. It's just varieties of prasadam is available. And Surabhi cows are there, and wonderful milk you get, wonderful fruits you get. The rivers of juice, rivers will flow. Even we see in Bhagavatam that Jambu Deepa and other Deepas, we see within the earthly planet only there are planets where there is a rivers will flow with, the fruit juices of rivers will go. You can just put a jug and drink it, or any juice what you want. Why you have to cook? So that's a wonderful thing. How they will imagine Krishna, how they will worship Krishna. That's not possible. So that opportunity we have in this human form of life. So that's the 19th, 20th sloka. And if I move on to the, I don't know, I'm checking the time. Antakopa. So this somehow from mother's abdomen fallen again into the blind well of materialistic life, Antakopa. And this wonderful shloka, Antakupa, means I remember always Prahlad Maharaj's prayers. And he compares this family life to be Antakupa. We thought it is a solid floor, land, and we put our feet, but unfortunately we went to a blind well of materialistic life. Your external energy called Deva Maya at once captures the newly born child and immediately false identification, which is the beginning of the cycle of continual birth and death begins. Therefore, Lord, although I am living in a terrible condition, I do not wish to depart from my mother's abdomen and fall again into the blind well. That's what we prayed. But unfortunately, we are pure conscious. So Prabhupada is telling, as long as we are within the womb of life, is very precarious and horrible condition of life. But the benefit is that he revives pure consciousness. But one advantage is the child knows Krishna consciousness. Originally, we are all Krishna conscious in the mother's womb. As soon as they come out, because of the environment association, they become either demon or demoniac. So that's the power of and acharyas. Since we forget, Maya comes. There are a lot of acharyas comes and gives the. See, that's what Sukadev Swami doesn't want to come for 16 years. He remained in the womb of mother 16 years. After Krishna's promises, he came. Maya is very Maya evayam prabhatanti Maya metam taranti. Unless we surrenders to Krishna's lotus feet, you are not going to come out of this material life. So this is a wonderful meditation on Lord's lotus feet. There are various symbols are there. It represents some meaning to us. This is a wonderful thing. Few of them I'll go through. We have recently celebrated Janmashtami, right? So what is that lotus feet means? What are the pastimes comes into your mind? What are the pastimes related to Krishna's lotus feet? Who can answer? There are many pastimes. There are many pastimes in Shrimad Bhagavatam across. So what are the pastimes related to Lord's lotus feet?
Kali Mardanam Prabhuji.
Wonderful. So because of his Krishna's footprint, wonderfully printed, and Kalia said the Garuda will not attack, and his footprints are Krishna's footprints are there. Yes, excellent. What else?
Hare
Govardhan.
Krishna Prabhuji. In Vrindavan also.
What is
Govardhan Giri
oh, no,
Prabhuji.
1 second. Vrindavan, who said what is the pastime?
Prabhuji, the cows and all, they made the sand very soft, Prabhuji, for Krishna to walk so that he will not get hurt. His feet will not get hurt.
Once he went 5 years, he will go for a cow grazing. In the morning, he got up and he was trying to go. Yashoda said, "Oh, Kanaya, you are so soft. Please wear this chappal." He said, "Okay, where is the chappal for my cows?" And Nanda Maharaj had 9 lakh cows, and they don't have 2 legs, they have 4 legs. 9 lakh into 4. Yashoda thought, "Oh, that's highly impossible, Krishna." And I said, "I don't want it. If my cows doesn't have, why should I wear it? My calves doesn't have. I don't need it." The calves got so much moved and they were moving, ma, then crying. I said, "Oh, Krishna is not wearing chappal for us. Let me make this entire stone into bubbles and to powder." So they started putting their hooves in front of Krishna and they are breaking into powder. This Vrindavan, if you go outside Vrindavan, everywhere it bubble and everything will be there. Only in the Vrindavan mud will be so soft. How that is possible? That's because these cows were made everything into bubbles, into powder. That's a love. Very good. What is the next pastime? Govardhan, somebody said. What is it, Govardhan?
Same Prabhuji, around Govardhan, the sand is so soft, Prabhuji. That's what I was about to say.
Okay, this is the pastime behind it. What else?
Shakatasura, Prabhuji.
Okay, Krishna doesn't use any weapon. He either puts his hand, lifts a little finger into Govardhan. Sakratashvara just kicking, really killed. Okay. What else? There are so many.
Vamana,
Vamana Avatar.
the
Yeah,
Leela in which
Vamanavatara, what is
Maya
it
sees
special?
all the universe in Krishna's mouth, Prabhuji.
But lotus feet and
With
mouth,
only 3 feet.
what is the connection?
With only his 3 feet, he could acquire Prabhuji.
That's okay. But Yashoda Maya showing universal form, how it is connected to the lotus feet of the Lord? I'm talking in
okay,
essence
Prabhuji.
related to the
I was
lotus
just
feet.
Hare
looking at
Krishna,
it in
Prabhu.
reverse.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji.
During the Pralaya, Markandeya Muni comes in and he sees the Lord, Vadapatra Shai, we say, right? The Lord lies on the leaf and he's sucking his own lotus feet and he's thinking that how the sages are attracted to my lotus feet. What is there in the lotus feet? I also want to know. So,
Yes,
so
that tree is still there
awesome.
in Puri. If you go to the Pandas, they'll show this is the Vatapatra Shai where this tree was, Krishna was there. That's still in. Now you go to Puri, you can see that still that place, pastime. Very good. What else?
Prabhuji, can we say Bali Maharaj pastime in which the Lord keeps the third foot
Yes.
on Bali Maharaj's
Yes.
head,
Yes. Yes.
thereby crumbling the pride of Bali Maharaj?
Yes. That's wonderful.
Prabhuji, Ahalya story, Prabhuji, in Rama
Amazing.
Avatar.
Wonderful. Yes. What else? I don't know. I'm checking the time. There are so many still.
As Vamanadeva, he made the Ganga
How
flow
the feet
down
of
to the
the
material world.
Krishna is
Vikrama.
compared to
Yeah. Trivikrama
the
brought the
lotus flower
Ganges. Yeah. He
by
pierced
Kunti
the.
Maharani in her prayers.
What she's praised in Kunti Maharani?
Kunti Maharani's prayers explain lotus feet of the Lord to be as soft as the lotus.
Yes. Nama
The
Pangajanabhaya.
prayers of Kunti Maharani.
Yeah. Okay. The entire body is compared to the body. Yes. Pankajangre.
Prabhu, Mother Yashoda and Balaram putting ankle bells to Lord Krishna, like they are serving attitude.
Yes. What else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, when he was a baby, he kicked that cart. I can't remember the demon's
That
name.
we have told. That we have covered.
Okay.
Prabhuji,
Akrura.
Ganges, river Ganges, Prabhu.
Huh?
No,
River
Prabhuji, as
Ganges is
River
so
Vamanadeva.
pure.
Ganges is covered. Yeah, River Ganges is covered.
Yeah, that one.
What is that Akrura did? How Akrura lotus feet is connected?
Padasevanam, Prabhuji.
No. See, Akrura entered the Vrindavan. As soon as he entered, he saw the footprints of Krishna. What did he do? He jumped off from the cart and he was
paid
rolling on the dust of the Vrindavan after seeing Krishna's lotus feet. Like that, there are many stories. We can keep on going, but there are a lot of symbols. You would have seen it. It represents some meaning to it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
In Treta Yuga, Bharat, he carried the
Yeah, Paduka, right.
Padikas of Rama, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Lord Rama.
And you are to, for important thing you forgot, which we celebrated day before yesterday. What is Prabhupada's name?
Abhay Charan.
What is Abhay Charan?
Krishna.
Krishna.
No. Abhay Charan means what?
One who is not afraid.
Fearless.
One who gives fearlessness, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Abhay Charanaravinda.
Taking shelter of the
Bhakti
fearless.
Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Abhay Charanaravinda. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. His name is Abhay Charan. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur just added Abhay Charanaravinda. Then some devotees gave title Bhakti Vedanta. Then ISKCON devotees gave Prabhupada. That's why his name became Abhay Charanaravinda. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So, Abhay Charan means one who is fearless. Why he is not fearless? One who is taken the shelter of Abhay Charan, Charan of the Lord's lotus feet, and you will not be fearful. So I don't have time to read all these things. I will give you this exercise. You can read um, this different aspects of it. For example, gourd is there, the ankusha is there, elephant who can control. So our mind is like our mind is like elephant, which uncontrolled, it goes here and there. But if we put lotus feet we meditate on the lotus feet, our minds and comes under control. And also the person who's controlling with ankusha, he can control the elephant. Similarly, we can also superior among all the men. We can become superior riding an elephant. So that symbolizes that. So there is one long line is there in Krishna's left lotus feet. That line indicates that even the lowerly fallen conditioned souls, they can catch hold of it. Krishna is there to help anyone who can climb on this line. And also it's a lifeline. We can hold on to Krishna's lotus feet like a lifeline, and we will not fall down in this material world again. We will not take birth again. That is a symbolic represent of one long line. And there is one bow is there. Bow is that, Krishna aims at shooting that arrow when we don't come back to this material world again. Conch is there. It's always victories. Whenever victory, the conch is there is a victory. And also it's all sort of distress will not be there. Cow's hoof print, it's like a big ocean of material existence. You can just cross over. Water is on the puddle, and a small cow hoof print, how much water will be there? You can easily cross over this material world when you can catch hold of Krishna's lotus feet. So all these symbols, wonderful, beautiful explanations, and we can meditate on these pastimes. When you look at Krishna as a deity, last time we were discussing how we are to see the Krishna's form. And when you start lotus feet only, there's so many pastime. You will need 2 hours to remember this pastime and meditate on Krishna's lotus feet. You will not be able to even go up to the thigh. And you remember all these individual symbols and you try to meditate, and you need minimum 3 hours to take darshan. Okay. And Srimati Radharani's feet is little different. Nityananda Prabhu is little different. And Krishna's feet is different. You can't say similar. Okay, I meditated on Krishna. It's the same for Nityananda Prabhu. It's little different. There are extras out there. So that way, taking a beautiful memory or meditation on this. What is that I'm trying to convey is that in this Prabhupada says, there is only one reason for your suffering in this material world. That is only us. We wanted it like that. We did our karma and we are suffering it. Most of the time we blame others. See, now we don't take any blame on others. Why should I ask apologies? That devotee made a mistake. They did not do properly this service, and we blame them. And it is for our whatever situation. Now, my father did not get married to a good husband or wife. But my husband is always problem. We start complaining it. 100% absolutely, it is what we wanted it. And we did it responsible for our own karma. Krishna never interfered in our karma. He would give the phal later when you do whatever karma you do. For that, he will give the benefit. But we did willingly all our karmas. So number one, you stop blaming others. It is our own responsibility, our own action that brought this situation. Number one. Number two, there is option to surrender to Krishna holding the lotus feet now. If we don't do that now, then it is our problem. One is that accept all the problems because of mine. Second thing is now I have opportunity to hold on to Krishna's lotus feet. That's what Prabhupada is telling. Then one chance holds the lotus feet of the Lord. Sugurdam, wonderful word it comes. What is that? Beautiful shloka. See, this is, I don't know where I have read. See, this shlokas, every shloka, every pata, you can go. Sugrutatmanaiva is telling, using my intelligence, which is my best friend. Sugrutatmanaiva. Wonderful. And I called Vishnu, Upasiddva Vishnu Pada. If I hold it, what happens? Boyo Yata Vyasanam. I don't need to worry. Bhavishya means in the future, I don't need to worry about going to the mother's womb again. Tasmat aham vigata vikalva udhirasya. He is telling, using my Sugrutatmana, I meditate on lotus feet of the Lord. What happened in future? I don't need to get into the birth and cycle death again. Oh, wonderful shloka. Prabhupada gives this wonderful shloka. Simply by keeping lotus feet on the Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, and my mind, I don't need to take repeated birth and death again. So that's a wonderful option. So in summary, the human form of life is very rare. We have seen that how even devatas are hankering to it, but we misuse it. on vogue, sense gratification of the opposite sex or spouse. Kala, time, and and the tiger and the hunter is waiting, passing up every day, and death is waiting for us. And once our genitals and come down action, then we always focus on the bumblebee, which is our children's and families like that. And we've seen from Bhagavad Gita how rarity of human life and how wonderful it is to pass on this. Then I didn't explain much on Antagopa. Then we went to the lotus feet. We are responsible for our own action. And there are few examples of how this meditation pastime can be done. So because lack of time, I made some more slides, but we will stop here for, I want to hear from you how you celebrated Janmashtami, how things are going with you. Another aspect is I'll take another minute to conclude. Bhagavatam is nectar. Bhagavatam is the medicine. Bhagavatam is everything for our all our life. So we are so eagerly hearing it, and the same eagerness we need to show them to distribute this Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the important seva which we can do to Guru and Gauranga. Because Krishna will be very happy. He's already planned where I need to go. He just need a medium, transport medium via us. Either we can become transport medium or somebody else will become. You don't need to worry about anything. How do I distribute? Why I'm not read it? How do I do all those things that are secondary? Is that you have a deep desire to distribute Bhagavatam? How you hear Srimad Bhagavatam? This needs to be distributed. This Bhadra Purnima, the entire ISKCON has taken a pledge of 50,000 Bhagavatam set to be distributed all over this planet. And India itself will contribute to 10-20,000 Bhagavatam sets, India alone. Rest of the countries will try to match up the rest of the things, but India alone will touch 20 to 30,000 Bhagavatam sets. Out of India, our temple has pledged to take about 600 to 700 Bhagavatam sets, out of which some portion I want to contribute. And everyone can contribute to the overall 50,000 Bhagavatam sets. Even one person, one Bhagavatam set distributes. That's a glory. Please focus on that. Bhadrapurma is coming in September month. Let us all try distributing this Bhagavatam, because it's like also not following four regulative principle. Why? Because killing animal is not only the, meat eating is not only killing the animal. If somebody is suffering, you're not trying to help them in the human form of like Antakupa, they're drying there in the well of Antakupa. So we need to help, put them rope to pull them up. If you don't, in the form of Bhagavatam, we need to distribute and they can come out of the dark well. If we don't do that, we are also doing violence against another living entity. We are allowing them to suffer knowingly. That is also breaking one of the four regulative principles. It's not just meat eating. So let's all try to distribute this Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada has given his life. He slept 1.5 hours. And we don't need to do that austerity. At least we can take 1 hour of time to read Srila Prabhupada book. Prabhupada was, except 1 hour, remaining hours he is doing Bhagavatam Seva. But at least we can do 1 hour Bhagavatam Seva. One reading, another one is attempting to distribute. I know Gandharvika Mataji is here. She's so inspired. She distributed 2 Bhagavatam sets personally. So there are a lot of devotees inspiring and doing it. I'm requesting everyone to meditate on this as a message and see how you can distribute. And please, Srila Prabhupada, you can keep in touch with Narayani Mataji or Prabhu in the for the Bhagavatam in case anything required. With that, I would stop here. And probably another 5 minutes, I want to hear your realizations on Janmashtami's festival celebration. And Prabhupada Smaran, how did it go? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have one question, Prabhuji. Can I ask?
Yes.
Prabhuji, so you said we have to meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. So how exactly we have to meditate, Prabhuji?
I've told so many pastimes. You can remember all these pastimes. Looking at, oh, Krishna's lotus feet, so powerful. And they're all entire yogis, they're trying to understand Krishna. They can't even go to the lotus feet. So I am so fortunate that I have a lotus feet of Krishna. And whatever comes in this lifetime, I made a mistake. This time I want to hold on his feet. That is mood of prayers, saying and praying to lotus feet of the Lord, saying that please make me come out of my all my anarthas, sins, difficulties. Let it like Nitai Padakamala, Kodi Churis, and so that song we can remember. See, the Acharya has written. We don't, as we dig, there's so many things will come. Oh, Nitai Padakamala is so cooling. It is the only solace for me to come out of this material existence of pangs of mysterious life. Oh, he is so kindful and he given this holy name of the Lord and he is delivered the so fallen conditioned soul, Jagai Madai. Like that, we can pray. When you see lotus feet of Nitya Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can say Haridas Thakur, how he gracefully passed away in this material world, keeping the lotus feet on his chest and praying to looking at the face of the Mahaprabhu. There are so many pastimes of that. Mahaprabhu's lotus feet also is there. And when you see Krishna, how Vrindavan, he was roaming around, he was holding the calf's tail and he was running, crawling, and there's so much pastimes of Krishna did. So this meditation, this smaran we can do when we see the Lord form and take darshan. It's just not darshan, meditating on the form. That's important.
So, Prabhuji, so meditating means remembering the past times
Yeah.
and what
Praying, our
exactly?
prayers as well. Our prayers as well.
So we can read the prayers, Prabhuji. Is that also meditation, or
Yes.
just remembering the feet
Prayers.
of the Lord is
Prayers.
just the meditation?
Prayers.
Okay.
Somebody who can't do it, they can meditate. You can do both and prayers. Especially Kulasagara Alvar prayers. If we see that there are a lot of glorification on the lotus feet, there are many shlokas would come. So you can also pray, choose prayers, you can do that. There are many prayers. Kunti has also done glorification on the lotus feet. There are many prayers on Krishna's lotus feet. We can remember that, we can pray that, yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Anybody want to share on
Hare
the
Krishna.
Janmashtami realizations? Yes, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, pranams. Actually, this before this Janmashtami, 1 week before, I myself and my husband got Diksha Prabhuji. And
Hey, what's your good name, Mataji? What is the initiated name? From whom you got it?
initiated name is Sunila Sri Radha Devi Dasi Prabhuji.
Sunila?
Sri Radha Devi Dasi.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very nice. Your husband's name?
Aravinda Sri Krishna Das Prabhuji.
Jai. We'll all pray. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Rama.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, the Krishna conscious, the spiritual life starts once after initiation or once we're going back to Goloka Vrindavan. Right now is just, or what is it, training or whatever you call it as. The actual service starts there. For the entry pass, at least you got it. License to go back to Godhead. So, very nice. Anita
Yes,
Ramya Mataji asked, is that every soul in the womb of mother's prays to the Lord? 200%. You name any Dada, Gundas, all the who are is right now killing terrorists, everybody in the womb prayed to their Krishna. 100% they prayed.
Prabhuji, what about animals, Prabhuji? Animals, do they also pray,
No,
Prabhuji?
no, that is not possible. Only in the human form of life it is possible. Animals, they don't. They can't even think about the Lords. They can't. They know eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Period.
and
Human form
Prabhuji,
of life, we still, yeah.
And Prabhuji, this Janmashtami was so special for me because after Diksha, exactly after Diksha, 1 week after Diksha, and we all, my family members did Sankirtan at home, and I had invited 12 families for this Janmashtami, and I offered them prasadam. So it was very nice event, Prabhuji, at home.
Yeah, next time when you do it, keep one set of Bhagavatam and
Yes, Prabhu.
tell them to take it.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare.
Jai. Anita Mataji, yes, including all the bad people, everybody as human birth of life, everybody's prayed these prayers, what we read today. Every child has done that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So
I would like
unfortunate,
to share.
after doing these prayers, there's so many people, different things they do it, right? How amazing is this Maya? Deva Maya. Bewildering. Yes,
And
Mataji.
Prabhuji, sorry for interruption. Today is my 25th anniversary, Prabhuji, and I just wanted to say that also.
Oh, Jai. So we all pray. And anybody's had this month birthday, like along with Krishna devotees also take birth. Who are the devotees taken birth or married? Anybody? In August born?
Prabhuji, my daughter's
My
birthday and my
younger son,
husband's
Prabhuji,
birthday, Prabhu.
23rd August.
Prabhuji, my
Okay.
daughter's birthday, Prabhuji.
When?
My daughter's and my husband's birthday, Prabhuji, this month.
14th October, August.
Okay. Who else? Okay, we can pray for all of them. Anybody got married?
My daughter got married on 15th August, years back.
Okay. For all their spiritual benefit, let us all unmute and loudly chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Yeah.
Prabhu, Prashanti Mataji also got initiation, which we didn't announce in this forum. Prashanti Mataji as Param Prabha and Rajya Lakshmi Mataji as Raj Lakshmi Padma Mataji. Are you there, Mataji? Raj Lakshmi Padma Mataji? Are you there? Okay, she didn't join today. So these two devotees also. These two devotees also
Hare
initiated.
Krishna Mataji, happy.
Okay, we'll all pray for their spiritual progress. Hare Krishna. What else? We have another 2-3 minutes.
Hare
10
Krishna
we will
Mataji,
wind
happy
up.
Krishna conscious. Silver,
Anything special happened when you celebrated Janmashtami? Anything you would like to share, like initiation or
Hare
any
Krishna.
speaking program you have done, or any books you distributed? Talk about that, or anything special realization on Srila Prabhupada. You can talk about it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This time, entirely I changed the way I celebrated Janmashtami, Prabhuji, because I was not keeping well and I could not do anything. I could not decorate or I could not do the like how I used to do for the previous years. So what I thought is, what I can do is for one year at least, if I can change my heart for Krishna to come and stay here, make it a better place for him to stay by purifying myself, Prabhuji. So I just tried it that way, Prabhuji. I'm trying and I seek your blessings, Prabhuji. So a very simple way, I just did the puja and all, Prabhuji. And I could offer only very little sweets and all. So
Okay,
I just
this remind me that I will show my details, how I celebrated Janmashtami. Blank. 1 second, I have to remove. Okay. I don't know. You are able to see my altar?
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Beautiful. Jai
Hare
Jagannath.
Krishna.
Beautiful, Prabhuji.
Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra
Very
Mai
beautiful,
ki jai.
Prabhuji.
Jai.
Awesome, Prabhu. Awesome. Very nice.
Very nice, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. Salad Gopal and Narsinghadev. So this is how today. Okay, this is my entire altar.
Hare Hare.
Right.
Very beautiful, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I just
Prabhuji.
want to share my realization, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please go ahead.
We relocated to India last 2 years back, Prabhu. So I used to be in Bahrain. So any festival, I miss the temple very much. So much connected to that. So that day after evening, after offering Bhoga and all, then I called my, we are in Andhra Prabhu, Rajahmundry. So I called my co-sister and all, they all came. After they went, I took the phone. You will not believe, in the YouTube live came. So I could see the Lord's Abhishekam.
Wow.
Only just we have to keep in mind that you should have faith and love towards Lord. Lord will never leave us. So that is the whole program I have seen from here. That is how we can we are connected, Prabhu. When we are connected, Lord will show us, shower mercy, Prabhu. That is all.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Krishnamurti Prabhu, I am hearing you.
ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ನಾನು ಅವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇವ್ರ ಪೂಜೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಭಿಷೇಕಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ರಾತ್ರಿ 12 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗೂ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಇದು ಫಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ನಿರ್ಜಲ ಫಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಪ್ ಟು 12 o'clock 84 rounds ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಹರಿ ಬೋಲ್.
ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಅವತ್ತು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ರಾತ್ರಿ 2 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗೂ 12:30ವರೆಗೂ ಎದ್ದಿದ್ದು. 12 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಮಂಗಳಾರತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ 3 ಬಾಳೆಹಣ್ಣು ತಿಂದು ಅವತ್ತು ಫಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನವರೆಗೂ ಫಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದು ಶ್ರೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿದೆ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ.
Okay, you have become a crorepati now.
Thank you, Prabhuji. That is all because you were inspiration only.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We went to temple.
I would like to show how
There
I
was. Can I finish, Mataji? Please, 1 minute.
Sure.
Because we went to temple, Prabhuji, there was one lady who didn't believe in Krishna at all. She was so stubborn. There in the temple, by the side, I preached to her for 1 hour, telling her so many things. Now she has changed her mind. Now she wants to join our classes. Maybe another 2-3 classes, I'll have to motivate her. So at least that I could do that day with Krishna's mercy, Prabhuji, on Janmashtami day.
Wonderful seva.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
So,
Jigsha Sharma
at
Mataji.
home, I couldn't do much, Prabhuji, but I had been in the temple in the morning till 1:30 in the night. So I made some people to chant, Prabhuji. We did the service of juices, flowers, and everything for the Abhisheka, Prabhuji. That we did.
Okay.
That's all, Prabhuji.
Jigisha Sharma Mataji, you wanted to say something?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I also wanted to share how I celebrated. Just now I was winding up what I had prepared. Before winding up, I will show how I celebrated.
Please go ahead. You can share.
Yeah, this was the. Can you all see? Or I close up.
Just a minute, Jigisha Mataji, just a minute.
Spotlighted. Wow.
Hari bol.
So this was the village setup.
Wow, Vrindavan.
Yes.
Hi.
And this was Jula.
Oh, hi.
This is what Krishna plays with, everything, like cattle and everything. And whatever we can offer him, it is all in silver. This is a Bal Krishna setup.
Wow.
This is Ras Leela setup. If you can see Krishna and Radha playing. Gopis are playing.
So much thing you've done.
And this has been carved by my daughter.
On what? On which
on a
stone?
Stone it is.
Oh, wonderful.
And I'll show my deity also. So this is, and right now Krishna is just resting, so I have removed all the ornaments. So this is how I celebrate. I celebrated Janmashtami, and I also made too many delicacies for Krishna, around 26 to 27.
Amazing, Mataji. I don't know, how did you get the energy? There's so much thing to do.
I don't know. Though I was fasting, I got all these energies to do it.
Mataji, one request. There is one kutir was there. You allow me to stay in that kutir, Vrindavan. One. That will be perfection of my life. I don't know you got it or not. Message.
No,
It's like
I didn't get
you
it.
created the Vrindavan.
Yeah.
Requesting you to stay in the Vrindavan. The hut. One day if I can stay, then my life is perfected.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Anyone else?
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else? Hare Krishna. It's a little time. I know. Mataji, you, Narayani Mataji, you can take over, or somebody wants to share, they can share. Otherwise,
Yeah, if someone wants.
anything
Okay.
on Srila Prabhupada
Mm.
or founder Acharya of ISKCON?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Prabhuji, on the this very day of Prabhupada appearance day, we had a small this Pushpanjali and prayers at Akshar Yoga Center, Inner Circle, Whitefield. So there we were telling our realizations about Prabhupada. So one Mataji told that I realized today that after we went away from, we went to our homes after celebrating Janmashtami, we got just 3 or 4 hours maximum sleep we got today. And after waking up, we were so tired and feeling all dull. We were not able to concentrate on our japa and all that. But I was just thinking how Prabhupada could do that. So today I got the realization that what level he must have been, that uh, we are not on anything in front of him. He was really empowered personality. So that realization made us, Prabhuji, think about him a lot of time, that how merciful he was to, he would wake up all night and day and preach, do everything. Then one Prabhuji was sharing that how yesterday only I heard Prabhuji, in fact, here, that how he would wash the utensils of all those people coming, peace coming to him to for that pre classes and all that.
Yeah.
So I was just realizing this Janmashtami, Krishna, he is great, he is the Supreme Lord, we hear. But Prabhupada, slowly I'm getting realizations. I'm also reading about Leelamrit, about him. Then slowly I'm getting the realization that actual father of, at least I realize that he is my actual father who has brought me to this, who has given me the identity today, that who I am and how I have to somehow proceed. And whenever I feel dull or out, that I cannot go forward in bhakti, then always I find one thing, that I can go to Prabhupada's purports or go to his lectures. Even 5-minute lecture will again put a injection in me, that no, you have to, because he is there somewhere, he is there with us, and if he is there, then I have hope. For me, that part, that is my realization, Prabhuji, this Janmashtami, and especially on the Prabhupada appearance day.
Mataji, can I tell you one thing?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
You have the most highest realization in the world ever any devotee can have.
Oh.
You can never become what do you say? You can never come out of Krishna conscious as long as you know this Prabhupada. This much you understood Prabhupada. This is enough to guarantee to go back to Godhead, and Prabhupada will never leave. So this much realization any devotee has, it is never that they come down from anywhere in Krishna conscious life. You have highest realization ever you have. So you are so advanced devotee. My humble obeisances to you.
No, Prabhuji, only the mercy of Prabhupada. I must think every day. I'm just praying to Prabhupada for anything and everything now. Before Krishna also, I pray to Prabhupada that if you are there, my only hope is you.
Wonderful. Continue that. Wonderful. Sunila Sri Radha Devi Dasi, raised your hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have written a poem dedicated to Srila Prabhupada
Please
on his
read.
appearance to his way, but it is in Kannada, Prabhuji.
Yes, I understand Kannada. Language doesn't matter. Hare Krishna mantra is also Kannada. Hare Krishna mantra is also Japanese. No problem.
Hare Krishna Jaya, Shri Krishna Jaya, Hare Krishna Jaya. Sukha Dukkhavemba ಬಾಳಪಥದಿ ಹೋರಾಡಲೊಲ್ಲದ ಮನದ ಅಧಿಪತಿ ಅರ್ಜುನನಂತೆ ಗೊಂದಲದಿ ಸಿಲುಕಿ ಶರಣಾಗಿರುವೆ ಆ ನಿನ್ನ ಚರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನದ ದೀವಿಗೆಯ ಬೆಳಗಿ ಪಾಪ ಪುಣ್ಯಗಳ ಸಂಕೋಲೆಯ ಬಿಡಿಸಿ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಗದ ಕರುಣೆಯ ತೋರಿ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಪಥದೆಡೆಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಸಾಗಿಸೆ ಹೃದಯದಿ ಕಂಡೆ ಎಂದಿಗೂ ಮಾಯದ ಕರುಣಾಮಯಿಯೇ ನಿನ್ನೀ ರೂಪವ ಮಿಥ್ಯವಾದ ಈ ಶೋಕ ಸಾಗರದಿ ನಾನು ನನ್ನವರು ಎಂದು ನೊಂದೆ ಅರಿವಿಲ್ಲದ ಹಸಿಗೂಸಿನಂತೆ ಹುಸಿ ಭರವಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಳುತ್ತ ನಿಂದೆ. ಕೈ ಹಿಡಿದೆನ್ನ ನಿನ್ನ ಬಳಿ ತಂದರು ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯರು ಶ್ರೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರು. ಜನ್ಮ ಜನ್ಮಾಂತರದ ಪುಣ್ಯವೋ ಏನೋ, ಅಜ್ಞಾತ ಸುಕೃತಿಯ ಫಲವೋ ಏನೋ, ನಿನ್ನರಿವ ಆ ಭಾಗ್ಯವೇ ದೊರೆಯಿತು, ನಾನು ನನ್ನದೆಂಬ ಭಾವವು ಅಳಿಯಿತು. ನಿನ್ನ ಚರಣದ ಆಶ್ರಯ ಇರಲು ಭಯವಿನ್ನೆಂದು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಸುಡದು, ಮನವಿನ್ನೆಂದು ಹಾಡುತ್ತ ಕುಣಿವುದು ನಿನ್ನೀ ನಾಮವ ಜಗದೊಳು ಮೆರೆದು. Hare Krishna Jaya, Hare Krishna Jaya, Shri Krishna Jaya, Hare Krishna Jaya, Hare Krishna.
Wonderful, Mataji. See, there are different prayers are there. Sometimes people go and ask, give me that, give me this. But your mood is always surrender, how you're glorifying Srila Prabhupada. It is the right opt mood in which you have written this poem. Wonderful, actually. So it's very rare to get that mood, because even prayers also, there are different type of prayers. One is telling our problem. Another thing is that just glorifying Krishna. So you glorified Srila Prabhupada. So wonderful way to do the prayers. In the prayers also, there are a lot of moods. So you adopted the right one. I know there's many raised, and Narayani Mataji, you take a call.
Prabhu, 11 o'clock, there's another session. So we still have 5 minutes. I think we can give to Padmashri and Suma Mataji.
Okay, 2 minutes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I just want to share how Prabhupada is actually, I feel that Prabhupada is the one who is holding me and keeping me in Krishna consciousness. When I was in 8th standard, that is in 94, 95, one of my cousin brothers joined ISKCON in Rajaji Nagar. So nobody knew what is ISKCON, nothing. There was like chaos in the, like shock in the family. So that is how we started going to ISKCON to find out what it is all about. So my father used to take us from Jainagar to Rajajinagar, 20 kilometers. And in those 4 years, till my college, and I gone to Bhagavad Gita classes. Sometimes Prabhus used to come to our house and do kirtan. That's all, Prabhu. Afterwards, totally left off. I was not at all in association. Like marriage, kids, just now you were telling, no, Gruhamanda Kupam. Again in 2018, that is after a gap of 20 years, Prabhuji, we were living in near HBR Narsimha Giridhari temple. And one Mataji, I didn't know, I got a pamphlet that there is a temple nearby and Janmashtami celebrations are there. So when we went there, when Mataji asked if I'm ready to join Bhagavad Gita classes, I just casually said yes. And I started going. So when it was 6 months around, I started going. In the house, there was so much of resistance. Like my husband, neither my son, my husband, or my mother-in-law, they were like, why are you going every week? What is there? Why are you going? You need not go, like that. And once what happened is, there was an eclipse, solar eclipse. So my mother-in-law told that there is a you have to do this dana. Your son, andre nimma magan nakshatrakke idide enadu dosha ide, you have to give vastra dana to some brahmana. So I said, anyway, Sunday I'm going. We can give there also. They are also brahmanas, that pujari. So we went, all the family, we all went, and to Narsimha Dev, in the Narsimha Dev temple. We told our son to give the that one dhoti and vastra to him. And that pujari, Shuddha Nitai Prabhu, his name is, he said to his son, and he said, you don't go away, you stay here only. I want to talk to you. So after the crowd passed, because it was Sunday evening, he called us again and he said, I can see, if you can feel something wrong with you, wait, I will purify you. And then I will sprinkle some water. How much water he sprinkled means one entire kamandala full, he was drenched in water, head and this one. And then he told us that your son is in wrong company. That's all he told, nothing else. So we just took that and we came home. Then after coming home, my son told that I am getting dreams that some person is dragging me away from last 15 days. So we were shocked to hear that. Then Then afterwards we understood that in the football playground they were playing, and some boys other than like all our road boys, they were playing, the others were coming and beating these boys. All that was happening. So, but I never realized what it was. But after that incident, none of them opposed me coming to ISKCON or doing anything. So what I see is it's actually Prabhupada's grace. That's all, Prabhu. What I can say.
Wonderful. Wonderful. It's time's up. I don't know, Suma Mataji, you can speak in 20 seconds.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have written a poem, Prabhuji, on Prabhupada, on his Vyas Puja.
Okay, 1 minute we can
Hare
extend.
Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the opportunity. Jai Srila Prabhupada. ಓ ಶ್ರೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ, ನಮಿಸುವೆವು ಮನದ ಎದೆಯಾಳದಿಂದ, ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವೆವು ಸದಾ ನಿನ್ನ ಅಭಯ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದ. ಓ ಶ್ರೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ, ನಮಗಾಗಿ ಭುವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀ ಜನಿಸಿ ಬಂದ, ಆಗಿರುವೆ ನೀ ನಮಗೆ ಆಪದ್ ಬಾಂಧವ, ನಮಗೆ ತೋರಲೆಂದೆ ಆ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಪಾದವ. ಜನಿಸದಿದ್ದರೆ ಈ ಭುವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀನೆ, ನಂಬುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆನೇನೋ ನಮ್ಮೊಡೆಯನೊಬ್ಬನೇನೆ, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲರೊಡೆಯ ಆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ತಾನೆ. ಎಂದೆಂದಿಗೂ ದೊರಕದ ವರವ ನಿತ್ತಿಹೆಯಯ್ಯ, ಜನನ ಮರಣಗಳ ಸಂಕೋಲೆಯ ನೀ ಬಿಡಿಸಿಹೆಯಯ್ಯ. ಸಾರಿ ಸಾರಿ ಲೋಕದ ಹಿತಕ್ಕೆ ನೀ ಸಾರಿ ಹೇಳಿಹೆಯಯ್ಯ, ದೇವರೊಬ್ಬನೇನೆ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಯ್ಯ. ಕೃತಾರ್ಥಳಾಗಿಹೆನು ನಾನಿಂದು ಇಂದು ಎಂದು ನಿನ್ನ ಜನ್ಮದಿನದಂದು, ಜನಿಸಿ ಇರುವೆ ಏನೋ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗಾಗೆ ಎಂದು, ತೋರಿಸಲು ಹರಿನಾಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಟಿ ಬೇರೊಂದಿಲ್ಲವೆಂದು. ತೋರಿಸಲು ನೀ ಹರಿನಾಮದ ಮಹಿಮೆಯನು, ಮುಳುಗಿದೆನು ಭಕ್ತಿಯ ಕಡಲಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು, ನೋಡಿದೆನು ಆ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ನನ್ನ ಅಂತಃಕರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು, ಎಂದೆಂದಿಗೂ ಸೇರುವೆನು ಅವನ ಆ ದಿವ್ಯ ಪಾದದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ.
Thank you. Mataji, you might need to stop the recording and allow them to other session to start.